I have a mushroom farm in my riding that spends tens of thousands of dollars on carbon taxes alone. That has to go on the price of mushrooms that you buy at the grocery store. It forces more of our food production to be outsourced to foreign countries. Trudeau's carbon tax applied on the CO2 that a tomato farm in my riding has to release into its greenhouse, even though that CO2 doesn't even go into the atmosphere, it goes into the plant life, making Mexican tomatoes more affordable in my community than local tomatoes. How does that make sense to incentivize Canadians to buy tomatoes that have to be trucked and trained burning fossil fuels right across North America rather than buying the more environmentally friendly tomato from their local producer? Common Sense Conservatives have Bill C-234, which amazingly has passed the House of Commons against Justin Trudeau's opposition. It has now made it to the Senate, and encouragingly, Common Sense Conservatives in the upper chamber have been able to work with some other senators to win some procedural votes on this bill, C-234. So the drama is now building because Trudeau has said he won't allow any more carve-outs to the carbon tax. We remember that just a few weeks ago, he carved out the tax on home heating for some people in regions where his support was plummeting and his caucus was revolting. But his environment minister says he will resign if there are any more carve-outs. He says, as long as I'm environment minister, there will be no carve-outs. That message to Justin Trudeau is very clear. He's going to have a cabinet resignation if this bill, C-234, passes the Senate. So what's going to happen? Well, the pressure is on. And today, I announce that the Common Sense Conservatives are launching a full-on campaign to push for Liberal senators to allow the passage of C-234 to take the carbon tax off farmers and food. We now know that Justin Trudeau's top ministers have been frantically calling senators, begging them to block this bill. My message to Canadians is call your Liberal MP. Tell them to get Justin Trudeau out of the way. Tell them to call the PMO and have them announce that the Senate will be allowed to pass this bill. We can't have more taxes on our food when 2 million people are already forced to food banks and Canadians are forced to downgrade their diets. This is a common sense solution. It's a compassionate solution. And we pledge to work with all Canadians over the next weeks to mount a massive pressure campaign, just as we did on home heat, to take this tax off. So join with Common Sense Conservatives. Let's take the tax off so Canadians can feed their families. Thank you.